down the basement, lock the cellar door, and baby, talk bloody to me.
Hi, and welcome to another exciting edition of Talk Bloody to Me. I'm Matt,
And I'm Brizzy.
and today we are taking a special fan request. Uh, we are talking about Tales from the Crypt. Doon 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 doon
Yeah, we
doon
were
doon doon.
Matt. Yeah, the fan didn't really specify because we weren't sure if it was Tales from the Crypt TV show, TV series, or the actual movie. So I'm like, we don't have time to watch all these episodes. So if you have a fan request on a horror TV show, please send us like what favorite episode or
Yeah.
season just one so we can review it.
Point us in the right direction so that we
Yeah.
can know what to review. But yeah, uh Tales from the so we were like, well, there's the movie Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight, and there's also the movie Tales from the Crypt Bordello of Blood, which I don't really care for. But and then Breezy was doing a little research and she's like, well, there's a 1972 Tales from the Crypt, and I'm like, what? I had no idea.
Yep.
So we decided we're gonna do Tales from the Crypt 1972 and Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. From when was that? 1995-ish?
Yep.
Okay,
1995.
nice.
1995. Sorry, my
So
mouth was a little dry.
yeah. So Tales from the Crypt originally is in the 1950s was a horror comic book series produced by EC Comics. They had three different main horror titles. They had Tales from the Crypt, they had the Vault of Terror, and they had the Haunt of Fear. And there was the Crypt Keeper, the Vault Keeper, and the Old Witch. And so when they made the TV show Tales from the Crypt, a lot of those episodes are stories from those comic books.
Yep.
And this 1972 movie, what they did was they took five stories from the comic books and sort of loosely tied them together with the story of these five idiots sort of are wandering around in a crypt and end up talking to an old man. Basically, is what happened. Breezy,
Yep.
Breezy, how exciting and action-packed did you think this movie to be?
I honestly really did not care for this one at all. It was very dry.
Yeah,
It was very slow, very boring
yeah,
to me anyways. And the blood, well, back then they didn't really have that much special effects makeup type deal. So like the blood to me looks like ketchup.
yeah.
It really
Like
does.
legit like store-bought ketchup, like just like they got
Yep.
the squeeze bottle.
I did do just a little tad research on this. I guess like there's a connection featured in Stephen King's World of Horror, which is in 1986, with the
Okay.
Crypt Keeper, which is
Uh,
Ralph Richardson.
uh-huh. Yep.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, that is. So just to kind of quickly, so yeah, as Breezy said, this one is pretty slow. It's pretty dry. You got to remember it's 1972, so horror was a little different back then. But there's five stories. There's the Crypt Keeper, which is Ralph Richardson, which is basically just a weird old guy in a robe. It's we the not he's a far cry from the Crypt Keeper we see later on.
Yeah.
Um, and the on the poster for the movie, like when you search for it, it's like the skeleton face. And I waited the entire movie for him to like have a skeleton face, and he never does. It's so disappointing.
Yeah, it
But
is very disappointing. I was like, oh, come on. I want to see the actual like demon like night Crypt Keeper.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
that, John Caser played damn good at Crypt Keeper.
Oh yeah.
This one, not so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just,
So he proceeds to tell each of five individuals their story, which corresponds with five stories from Tales from the Crypt. And these are some of the classics. I remember reading some of these in comic form. But the first one is Joan Collins, who later would be famous on the show Dynasty. Um, it's Christmas time. She just murdered her husband. There's a lunatic on the loose dressed like Santa. Oh my gosh, he's right outside her door, but she doesn't want to call the cops because they'll find out she killed her husband. So she just locks the door. Who cares? She goes downstairs, hides the husband. The little girl let in Santa Claus because she thought it was Santa, and he murders her. Yay, the end. That's story number one.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is all the way through the movie.
Yeah.
Like different stories.
Yep. Story number two is a guy's cheating on his wife, gets in a car accident, tries to hitchhike home. No one will pick him up. Gets to the wife's house. She screams. Gets to the girlfriend's house. She said she was blinded in the accident. He finally looks in the mirror and he's a zombie. And oh my God, he was dead in the accident. And then he wakes up. Oh, it was just a dream. But wait, car accident. Oh my God, it's really happening. That was story number two.
See?
Yep. Story number three is Peter Cushing, who would later play Grand Admiral Moff Tarkin in the original Star Wars. But he's like a garbage man he's nice and friendly, but his neighbors just for whatever reason decide they don't like him, so they start horrible smear campaign and tell lies about him and get him in trouble, get his dogs taken away, and then they send him a whole bunch of nasty Valentines on Valentine's Day, and he kills himself and it's super dark. And then the next year on Valentine's Day, he comes back from the dead as a zombie and then murders them in revenge and then leaves the Valentine. That's story number three. And at this point, I'm thinking, wait a minute, didn't we just have a story about a person coming back as a zombie?
Yeah.
It's like literally we're gonna do two zombie stories back to back. Okay, whatever. Story four is basically the exact ripoff of the monkey's paw, the story of the monkey's paw, where she wishes for money. Oh, the son got in a horrible, I can't remember if it was the son or the husband, who cares? I think it was the husband, maybe. He gets in a car accident. So she wishes for, because she's got three wishes, she wishes for him to be like before the accident, but he's still dead because it turns out he didn't actually die in the car accident. He died of a heart attack and then his car crashed. So he's still dead. So then she wishes that he'd be alive and he's alive, but he has embalming fluid in his veins. So he's like, ah! And then they try to kill him and he's still alive because of her wish. He's alive permanently. They can't kill him. Life is endless torture, and that's story number four. And then last but not least, the story number. By the way, my recap now is far more exciting than the actual movie. Not to pat myself on the back,
Yeah, you
but
should. Pat yourself on the back.
there we go. Story number five is actually probably the coolest one, and it's a guy that runs a home for the blind. I distinctly remember reading this one in the comic book, and he's mean and horrible, and he has a horrible, mean dog that he uses to bully the blind people. And finally, they've had enough. They lock his dog up, they lock him up, and they make a narrow little hallway full of razor blades, and then they basically he crawls carefully through it, cuts himself a couple times, and then they let his starving dog loose and he goes running for the razor blades and oh shit, it's the razor blade, I gotta be careful, and then they turn off the lights and then you hear ah, and that's story number five. And then it's like, so it kind of seems like these are like the premonitions, warnings from the Crypt Keeper. Change your ways, or you will
Or you
suffer,
die.
or you die. But then it turns out you already are dead. This already happened. You're in hell, and there's a guy falls in a pit of fire, and it's super fake looking. Woo! You're in hell. The end. Nice, happy. Tales from the Crypt. Yay!
Yeah, like these stories are just so like dry.
Like I was thinking like they work in comic book form because they're like 3 or 4 pages long and you go boom 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 and you're
Yep.
done. Kind of like just how I did the recap, but when you're watching an actual movie and you're watching them build this freaking hallway full of razor blades and they're like sawing boards and they're like actually hammering and nails and the guy's like locked in the room going, "What are you doing?" And it's like, "Yeah, what are we doing? Let's let's
Yeah,
move on with our
exactly.
lives." And then there was like 3 stories in a row that were about a guy coming back from the dead out of 5 stories. The one at the beginning and the one at the end weren't, but the three in the
Mhm.
middle were all about, in one way or another, someone coming back from the dead. I was like, ugh. So what would you rate Tales from the Crypt 1972?
Oh my gosh. I mm, I probably rate this like a one.
That's
I like
fair.
the comics
Yep.
though, but
I'm gonna
like
give it,
this is like very dry.
yep.
Like
It, There's a reason why I've never heard of this before, and I'm a comic book fan and a fan of Tales from the Crypt, and I've still somehow never don't believe I've ever heard of this before. It's because it kind of sucks. I'm gonna give it a two just because they faithfully recreate at least one of the comic book stories, and so I got to give them a touch of credit for that. So they
Yep.
get a two and not just a one. But that's it. Tales from the Crypt, 1972. If that's what you were requesting, thanks for the request.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe watch some episodes of the series, see if you like it better, or watch Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight, which we will now talk about. Fast forward to 1995, and Breezy says this had better be a lot better than that other effing Tales from the Crypt movie. If you make me watch
Yeah,
another movie like that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I was like, It'll be better. I said, you might not like it, but it'll at least be better. And
for
so
sure.
Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. It starts off with it's a continuation, it's a spin-off of the TV series. So you got the opening credits with the camera kind of flying through the mansion and down to the crypt, and then you get the Crypt Keeper. And there's the storyline of the Crypt Keeper's directing his little movie because it's his big Hollywood debut. You get some nudity right off the bat just to set the
Hmm.
tone for the movie.
I love the music too that goes with this movie.
Oh, this movie has an awesome soundtrack. I actually had this on CD, and I would listen to it on my Discman to really age myself. And man, I would. It has Pantera, it has Megadeth, it has Filter. This is
Hmm.
this is like a killer soundtrack right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really loved it.
Actually, want to know a funny story is me and Aaron went to go see this movie in the theater on opening night, and we were waiting in line, and they fucking sold out. Tales from the Crypt Demon Night sold out on opening night, and we didn't get to see it. So we went to the video store and rented a tape of the TV series that had 3 episodes, and the main guy actor in one of the episodes was the main actor from the good guy from Demon Knight, William Sadler. So it was like, oh, cool, makes it even more
Hmm.
fun to watch. And then we went and saw it like the next weekend. So I saw
You
this in the
guys were really
theater.
excited then.
Yeah, exactly. Tales from the Crypt was a big deal. But this story is about a guy. He's on the run. It's William Sadler, and someone's pursuing him, which is Billy Zane, which later goes on to be you might know him as the bad guy from Titanic.
Yup. I'm like, God, he looks like that guy from Titanic. And then I'm
Yeah,
like, oh my God, it is. But he's like, no, actually, Titanic. No, actually, I think he
I th
played in this one first and then
yep.
Titanic.
This is first and then Titanic.
Yep.
So and I think if he had done Titanic first, he probably wouldn't have done this. But he actually
Yep.
does a really good job in this movie, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But so he's chasing them. They get in a car accident, and our good guy goes to like a boarding house that's built in the church, and they meet all sorts of fun characters. There's Roach, who is played by Thomas Hayden Church, who was
I recognized him too right away
yeah. What's he
because
from?
George of the Jungle.
Right, exactly. And he's also was on the show Wings. He was Lowell, and he was in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie, part three. He's the Sandman. I think he pops up in one of the newer ones too.
Yep.
And you have Geraldine, Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, although in this movie she's just Jada Pinkett because this was pre-Will Smith.
Hmm.
And I don't think she would have made this movie after marrying Will Smith.
Probably
Um,
not.
yeah, but so they set it up like some cops are investigating the crash, and Billy Zane convinces him that William Sadler stole artifact, and so they go to the boarding house. They have a little confrontation. The cops are going to arrest him. The cops say, "Well, we're going to arrest both of you because you got stolen property. You got the." And finally, Billy Zane's like, "I've had enough of this shit." Boo! Punches the cop's head right off.
Hmm.
What'd you think of that, Breezy?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I'm like, that's the one I'm like, okay, the song got me. Now specifically this scene really got me like, you know what? I'm really vibing this movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
don't forget about Dick Military. He's from Gremlins too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yep. That's right, Dick Miller, Uncle Willie in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, after the little intro part with the Crypt Keeper, the very first shot is they're driving on the road, and it's the song "Hey Man, Nice Shot" by Filter. It's just a really cool scene. Just like, oh, that's awesome. But so then he gets up. He has the good guy has a key filled with blood. That's what the demon's trying to get, and it seals off the doorway. There's like pours a little blood out. And goes makes a seal. So the demon's stuck outside. He's like, I'm sick of this Yahoo yippee ki cowboy bullshit or something like that.
Yep.
And then he says this house is condemned, and he cuts his hand open with like his claw, and he's
Mm.
got like this neon green blood that he flings around, and then that like there's this cool scene of it like bubbles up and grows into like these demon creatures. It's pretty cool.
I like that one too. That's a really good like creative way to do that too. That
Yep.
scene.
Mm-hmm. It was cool because it was like kind of like acid, but then flames would shoot out, so it was like
Hmm.
fire, and then they'd come out and they're all sticky and
Yeah, I was like,
kind of
that is like
gremlin-y
really,
looking.
yeah, I was like, that was like very interesting. I was like sitting there, like, that is some really like detailed stuff. They had to like really think that through.
Yep, exactly. Good effects.
Oh yeah.
Much better than the 1972 version.
Yeah.
Um, and so then they're kind of stuck in the house, and Billy Zane uses his demon powers to sort of get in their head and brainwash them and make them see things and possess people, and all sorts of hijinks and chaos ensues. What's some scenes that you remember?
I love every single killing scene.
Yeah.
I do like that when he go that like kind of like oldish guy, maybe in his 50s.
Hmm.
Forgot the actor's name.
Mm.
Um, he was actually going in the bar and like you got all these like naked ladies,
Oh yeah.
but he was like hallucinating
Yeah,
in a way.
because it's like the demon was using his
Yeah.
powers to like mind to put visions in his head, kind of hypnotize him or whatever. Yeah, so he thought he was having a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, you probably would have a lot of fun too if you're listening, like, what is actually going on? You know what? I'm actually enjoying this right now.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, if you gotta go, at least have fun while you're doing it, right?
Right?
And he good old so you find out that Billy Zane is a demon, and that there's these keys, and they're like the keys to you can control the universe or some malarkey. And someone when Jesus was crucified, someone filled this key up with the blood of Jesus. And so this is like this powerful artifact that's preventing the demons from taking over the world. And so that's why the demons are trying to get it, and they can use the blood inside it to make the seals and to like that kind of thing. And every time it gets handed down to a new person, when they die, they refill it with their blood. And so
Hmm.
he tells this whole story to Jada Pinkett, and then he ends up getting killed. Oh, Thomas Hayden Church steals the key, and he says, "Well, don't kill him. If I give it to you, you won't kill me." And he's like, "Right." But then what ends up happening?
He kills him.
He kills him. You can't
That's
trust,
I was like, no, dude, he's going to kill you.
right? You can't
Like,
trust
are you
demons.
stupid?
Yeah, exactly. Have you not watched any movie ever about a demon or anything?
Yeah.
A killer, even just a regular human killer is like, come on, he's gonna kill you.
Yep.
Duh. Um, but there's a lot of shenanigans, a lot of hijinks. Our hero William Sadler gets killed. He passes the key on to Jada Pinkett, and then the demons got her, and it's like, oh, it's looking bad, bad news. And all of a sudden, she goes "Pfft," and spits in his face. She had a mouthful of the blood, spits it in his face, and he goes full demon mode, like
I like that
morphs.
scene too.
Yeah, that's pretty
Like,
cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
I like it.
It's like kind of like fuck you. It's kind of the whole
Yeah.
attitude
It's like
behind
a
it.
it's like a fuck you vibe.
Exactly. Fuck you, demons. We should just make a movie called Fuck You, Demons. It's just a whole like hour and a
Yeah.
half of like fuck you, blam, holy water.
Fuck you, you don't mean it.
Yeah. Get Hollywood on the horn.
Run, Heil.
Yeah. Um, and then she goes on her merry way, and she's on the bus, and she stops and puts the little seal on the bus door. And I say to myself, "Are you seriously going to seal every single door you go through? Because you're going to run out of blood quick." But then, sure as shit, there's a fucking demon guy trying to get on the bus, and he says, "Oh, I'll wait for the next one." And you can tell that he's the new demon, and the cycle
Mhm.
continues. The end. Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I love the ending actually.
Yeah, I do too. If you're longtime listeners, you know I always kind of like the movies when they end on a bleak, dark, depressing note. Not
Well,
happy
I do
ending.
too.
Yup, for sure. And that's Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. Am I forgetting anything important? There's lots more deaths.
Yeah, there's a lot more deaths, but I found this out like when I was watching it, specifically like the tail, like the Crypt Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like sitting there, I'm like, God, his eyes look so familiar. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, so I like stopped and I'm like, went to my TV. I'm like, you know what? That kind of looks like Chucky's eyes. I actually looked it up. I'm like, and it's actually true. They actually used Chucky's eyeballs for the Crypt Keeper.
Really?
Yeah, the original Chucky Child's Play,
Uh-huh.
the first one, they
Uh,
used it on the Crypt Keeper.
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like,
Well, that's
that's
cool.
why.
That makes it even more cool, even more
Hmm.
spooky and haunted.
For sure. I was
And
like, I knew those eyes were looking familiar.
that's a good, you got some good eyes yourself, able to notice that detail,
Well, especially I'm like a huge Chucky fan, so I was like, I can
right?
pick that up. I'm like, I've seen those eyes before. I
Yeah.
want to pause this. I'm like, so I looked, I'm like, is that Chucky's eyes? I'm like, okay, I gotta look this up. Oh, it is.
Um, Speaking of things you might have seen before at the very beginning when their little the movie that the Crypt Keeper's making, and it's like some hospital kind of looking bed thing, and there's like a mummy looking guy, and then he's like, cut, cut, cut. And then the guy that was the killer is John Larroquette, who was Dan Fielding on Night Court. So sort of like,
Mhm.
like I recognize him. It's like, it's fucking Dan Fielding. There he is.
John
And
John Kaiser was supposed to go at, Crypticon, and I could have sworn it was this year, but you said it was last year.
yeah, I think it was last year. He ended up canceling,
Mm.
unfortunately. So we didn't get to meet him, but he does do a lot of voice work. I'm pretty sure he was Buster Bunny on Tiny Toon Adventures. I think I was trying to look it up quick. He's someone on Rick and Morty. He does like 8 million voices. Everything you can think of, he's done a voice on it.
Yeah, he's very busy.
Yeah, never mind. So, oh, Bobby's World. Remember Bobby's World? Tiny Toon
No,
Adventures, Buster Bunny. There, confirmed. Bing. Okay.
okay.
I feel better now. All right, so what would you rate Demon Knight?
This one, 10 out of 10 for sure.
All right, 10 out of
For
10.
sure.
I think I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 just because I don't think it's quite as good as like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre or, the 10. I think it's just a little bit cheesy to be quite a 10 out of 10, but I'll give it a 9 out of 10. But I
It's
respect the
still
10.
good.
I
I mean,
res
I didn't think I would like it. You're like, yeah, you might like it a little bit more. Actually, I really like it a lot.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear
I do.
that.
That's
Because I
my
really
first
like
time
this one a
seeing it.
lot. Actually, I think I had the movie poster for this. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just dreaming that. Maybe Aaron had it. Between the two of us, one of us probably had the movie poster for this. Used to crank the soundtrack. This is jet. Oh, and then we should say so. Then after this, they riding high on the success of this. A couple years later, they came out with Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood, which is a vampire story, and it's got Dennis Miller and oh, I can't even think of some porn star is the main vampire lady, and it just sucks. But like, no pun intended for vampire movie, but it's just terrible. It's like, don't ever put Dennis Miller as the lead in your
I thought
movie.
about watching that, but I'm like, since you said, "Oh my God," I don't
You
want
might,
to. Yeah.
you might like it. Maybe we should watch it just to see. Maybe I'm not remembering it right, but
Okay. I'm like, is there the Tales from the Hood too from it?
there's Tales from the Hood, but that's not actually really connected to this. That's just sort
Oh,
of
okay.
kind of like almost scary movie kind of thing.
I have seen some episodes of Tales from the Crypt though.
I have too. I haven't seen a lot of episodes, but I have seen some, and the ones that I've seen I've liked. But I'm sure, like anything, there's some episodes that are really good and some that are stinkers. But if you have a specific episode you'd like us to review, let us know. Or if
Mhm.
there's another horror TV series you'd like us to review an episode of, let us know. And if there's a movie you'd like us to review, let us
If it's a
know.
TV show, make sure it's a Pacific episode.
Exactly. Because we don't got time to be watching TV all day, watching series,
Yeah, yeah,
watching the entire run of Buffy. Come on
yeah,
now.
that's pushing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen that and I just like Vampire Diaries. It's just no, not my thing.
Yeah, can you imagine watching
Not my thing.
the entire run of Supernatural? Was there like 13 seasons or something?
Oh, that's a good show.
Right?
Like, yeah, that's gonna be our one, but yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. So I think that'll do it for this week. Thanks so much for listening. Keep the requests coming. Keep sharing with your friends, telling people that love horror about the horror podcast, Talk Play to Me. And thank you.
Thank you.